Hello everyone. Welcome back to day 4. I'm so excited to be back with you here today, and I'm so glad to see some of your faces on Zoom. I apologize for all the technical difficulties with Zoom. Zoom's been having some issues with me, so I had to figure out some technical issues. But thank you so much for joining us today through Zoom and also through the Facebook group. We've been able to have a lot of great engagement through there. Welcome back to day 4. Thank you again for your time and walking through this journey with me. I'm so excited to teach you more things, more concepts today over a really important topic and a major pain point for entrepreneurs, which is how to generate leads, how to have consistent clients that we're always serving, so that we always have our business going at all times. We are not waking up in the morning, kind of figuring out where our next client is coming from. We have that consistency that we need in order for us to really make the progress that we want to make in our business. So, welcome back. Say hi again in the chat where you are connecting from, whether you're on Zoom or you're also inside the Facebook group. Let me know where you're connecting from, and also let me know what has been your major takeaway from these 3 days. And what are you hoping to learn for today's session? What are you hoping to learn? One-liner, don't overthink it. Just start throwing things up in the comments so then I can hear and see exactly, what is your expectation, because I come to deliver, I come to serve. So I definitely want to hear, what your experience has been. And thank you so much to those of you that have flooded my messages. It's been a great, great time to really engage with you, really help you through some of the things with the content, with your homework, so that you can really use this time wisely and really move forward in make the progress that you want in your business and not just consume information. We want to have transformation. We want to put this information into action. So that is what the workbook is created to do. So grab your workbook, 5 figures to 6 figures, and have that at hand today as we'll be going through the content for today's session as well. Hello, Rita. Hello, Ermira. Let me just jump up right into the Facebook group and see who is joining us there. Make sure that we are saying hi. Hello, Zosie. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Nika, as always, hello from South Boston. Hello. Guys, let me know, what are your key takeaways? What has been one of the major breakthrough that you've gotten from the 3 days? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear. And also, what are you expecting to learn today as far as clients are concerned? Needs in your business? What are you hoping to learn? Welcome, Ritu. Welcome. Hello, Valbona. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm so glad to see you as well. Awesome. Welcome. So some housekeeping. We have a new giveaway winner. And the giveaway for today is going to be the scholarship towards the Mission Driven Entrepreneur Program at 50% off. And the winner is going to be announced inside the Facebook group. So you'll have to wait for that. Congratulations to Sonia, which won the $25 Starbucks gift card. There she is. So good to see you, Sonia. You are the winner of a Starbucks gift card. I hope you will be spending that with yourself. I hope that you love Starbucks coffee, because I do. It's a long due trip to go back to Starbucks and really grab my large latte there and really celebrate all the engagement and the success and the service that I really have felt back. Again, I am a big believer in energy. So whatever you put out will definitely come back to you. So that's really what I have felt all these days. So I thank you for all of that as well. Some housekeeping. We are on day 4. I know, I can't believe that we're already on day 4. All the replays will be inside the Facebook group under the feature section of the Facebook group. So you'll always go back and find those there. All the replays will be available until Tuesday, February 1st at midnight. So they will be available inside the Facebook groups. I know a lot of you are busy, right? We're all busy. Some of you are working, we're on the go, kids, stuff, priorities that come up. And a lot of you that I've spoken to have the weekend to catch up. So if the weekend is the time that you need to set aside to watch all these replays, definitely do that. So for your convenience, like I said, they will be inside the Facebook group under the feature section. So that is that. And I'm going to introduce myself again. I am Alona Lipari. I'm best-selling author, host of the Life School Masterclass Show, and also founder of the Life School, which is a platform where we help mission-driven entrepreneurs scale to 6 and 7 figures with proven marketing and sales strategies so they don't have to sacrifice their purpose for their mission and impact and income, most importantly. Again, we speak about this over and over, that more income and impact is how we're actually going to make the change we need to make in the world through our service, through our mission, through our vision. We drafted the vision and mission statement on day 2. So, I hope that that gave you a lot of clarity moving forward towards what is it that you stand for and how are you going to impact your clients, and really, give you that bigger reason why, which again, we need to always revisit why we started what we started sometimes, right? What was our initial reaction of growing our business? Why do we want to do that? So as usual, I will set the intention for the day. Today, my mission is to serve and really give you start the process of giving you the foundation and building upon day 3, which was yesterday, where we talked about how to really come up with your brand message, how to come up with your content strategy so that you are connecting, you are speaking to the right audience, and you are connecting with like-minded ideal clients that really resonate with your story, your message, and your offer at the end of the day, right? Because your offer is the gateway, is how you serve your clients, right? But in order to get them to the door, as we spoke about yesterday, we have to really understand, what is your client going through? What are the pain points? What are the results that they're looking for? How is it that you can solve that problem? How are you different? How can you stand out, right? Because again, we need to figure out, what makes you different. And of course, there's a lot of components, your story, your authenticity, all of that is a major component of why you are who you are, right? But of course, there is also we need to put the words behind the actions as well, so that our customer very clearly understands how is it that they can be served by us. And by doing that, it also filters out a lot of customers that are not like-minded, that maybe are not going to be valuable, not in the fact that be valuable as people, but just get the results through your program. Your message is so powerful that it will wean out the customers or their clients that are not going to benefit from what you have to offer. So that's why we really have to always improve our messaging and really be clear about our strategies, how we put that out in the marketplace, because we're weaning out people that we can't help or might not be ready for us to help them. And we are drawing in all the right clients that we need in our business, so that we can focus on quality over quantity, right? Again, quality over quantity, working on our, articulation of how our services, how our programs are really there solving a big problem, an urgent problem, and really speaking their language so that we can attract them back to us. So I'm going to dive right in. Let's go to page. I should have numbered the pages, but I have handwritten them. Page number 9. We're on page number 9 in the workbook, but just go to day 4, where it says learn my repeatable fast cash flow strategy system. So that's where we are today. So today I'm going to go over the lead generation system that converts leads daily, monthly, and yearly. Again, we never have to worry about, we need a system, as I said this, right? And system is not a sexy word in entrepreneurship word, I should say, right? Because it's like, oh my God, systems, it just like reminds people of their corporate, I used to fear that as well, until I realized that that's how we're actually going to have sanity and not overwork ourselves to death, and really, have that security and sense of safety that we are doing the right things. We're working on the right income producing activities, so that we don't have that entrepreneur anxiety of, oh my gosh, waking up in the morning, what is my day going to look like? getting distracted, and you know how it is. You guys know, because I'm sure you're in the journey. So, I'm going to attempt, we will speak about that. I'm going to speak about the 3 proven marketing, sales, and sales strategies to scale faster, and also building your mission aligned team. Okay, that to scale faster. So I'll speak about my favorite topic, which is team building, at the end as well. So let's dive right in. Are you guys ready? Let me send you some. I found my Zoom prop. We send you some love out there. Yeah, Ritu is ready. Thumbs up, love, hearts, all of that. I bought these from, I got this from Tony Robbins. If any one of you has attended his workshops when they were live, I missed them. I attended his business mastery. It's like getting a master's degree in business. So a lot of my teachings, a lot of the things that I've done in my business really mirror some of these strategies and techniques and stuff that I have learned there. That was what, before COVID, I attended that. So, I got these cool props from there. So I always keep them around me to just remind me of the mission, staying focused on what I'm trying to accomplish every day. So giving you all the love. So let's get started. So the lead generation system that converts leads daily, monthly, and yearly. Again, we need to have a system that we put in place for us to attract our ideal client daily, monthly, and yearly. I talked about yesterday, we need to have a system to always bring in new people into our ecosystem, right? It's great that we have the audience. We slowly have the ideal client. We worked on clarifying who that is. On the prior days, we worked around, what your offer is, what your message will be, what your pillars will be, your foundation of your message, of your brand message. And now we need to figure out how to start creating that, right? So how to really bring in new leads every day into your system daily, monthly, and yearly. Systems to have in place. So we always need to have a system in place of daily connection and nurturing sequence goals for each social media platforms. So building our audiences on our social media platforms around like-minded clients, potential prospects, is the thing that we need to do, right? So, but having a sequence, again, really nurturing your leads, really nurturing your prospects is going to be the way to go. It's going to be the way that you stand out from other people. I mean, how many of you have gotten these spammy messages about a long sales script right as soon as you connect with someone, right? Right, so Sonia, Rita, yes. I mean, I just ignore it. I'm like, you didn't even make an attempt to get to know me. Yes, I know you probably, some people don't even read the profile, right? Because I would say, like, if you just go to my profile, it's all over the place, what I do. But my point is that, again, these people are trying to go for a fast sale, and that will never, never work, especially today. We are in the business of human relationships, community building, service. At least that's the way that I like to build my business. So we need to have a sequence of how do we do that, and a trackable system, right? Because we speak to so many people, right? We need to understand, where are people in the journey? Did we just initially connect with them? Are we sending them to a valuable resource or our community hub, as I spoke about yesterday, where we showcase our best content? It's like a guest comes in your home. I always think about it this way. A guest comes in your home, you want to showcase, the best thing that you have, right? And not to show off, but so that the guest can get to know you, build a know, like, and trust, send them to the best valuable resources so they can really start, identifying with a lot of things, and bring in people that are going to be like-minded into your offer, right? So, having that system of how you're going to nurture that. What are your touch points? What do they look like? How are you tracking that? Start putting together a spreadsheet, as simple as Excel spreadsheets. Start putting together, a spreadsheet with people, that you are connecting daily, and what will that sequence look like? After you connect, you send them a valuable resource, you send them to the best place that you can serve them. Another way to look at it, I'm like, this is where I can serve you. Come to my Facebook group community, because that's where I put my best stuff out. And I'm sure that once you are in there and you're engaging, you will find at least one valuable resource so that I know I've served you and you also understand a little bit better about what I do as well, right? So we need to have these built into there. And especially we're building a business model of quality over quantity. You don't need a million people, right? You only need about 100 loyal fans in your business for you to scale at $1 million, right? So we're not looking for just quantity and quantity. Yes, we do need to bring in always new people because we need to keep our system generating and making the impact we need to make. But again, think of quality relationships. So what are those touch points? What do they look like after you send them in your group? What is the next step? Do you connect with them? How are you finding my group? Has everything been valuable for you? Anything I could do different? Other topics you want me to cover in my content? I mean, you have all the information you need from your client, from your potential prospects that are coming into your ecosystem. So you just have to connect with them, be a caring human being, and really, really be there to serve. And you never have to sell. And for me, selling is service. Once I build a relationship, I get to know you, we connect at a different level. And then, you open the door now to really share some more information about your business. What are you going through? At that point, it becomes a connection thing. It becomes about how is it that we can support each other? So once you even get on the calls, I call them connection calls. I don't call them sales calls, strategy calls, whatever they used to. Connection calls, good human to human. Let's see what I have that could help you based on where you are, and let me see what you have so that I can support you, right? So, going in with that mindset will really take off all the anxiety of sales calls and I don't know how to turn over a customer, I don't know how to face rejections. Yes, through your content, you can really help your ideal client with overcoming objections. Your content can do all that work for you beforehand. So your content is like your machine that is really nurturing your clients. So then when they come to you, they already understand, they have that open mind, and they really have connected with you so that you have an open door to see how is it that you can serve each other. So Sonia says, my Facebook groups, my invitation to meeting those who want to start a podcast, share tips, tools. Again, they can schedule a free 15-minute session or connection call. Great, absolutely. So Sonia, that is your community hub. And the reason why I also love my Facebook group is because I'm into human relationships and community. And in the Facebook group, look, we can go live, we can do, in my group, we do events, we do networking events once a month. I run summits on there. I put my best stuff out there, in the service of really, building a movement, a community feel. We all want to be part of a community, right? At the end of the day, we want to be part of a community of badass entrepreneurs or mission-driven entrepreneurs or whatever your community main theme is. We want to be part of a community. So if your best stuff is put into a Facebook group, then send them there. Some people have their best stuff in their podcast. They're really putting a lot of value into their podcast episodes. Maybe that is, the resource that you send people, right? But again, it's about, having this long-term vision of a relationship. And just like in our personal lives, to build trust, it takes it takes some time, right? It takes some time. You can't just like send someone a message and just like hope that they'll buy your services. It takes time to nurture them and be there for them and really, meet their needs where they are, exactly where they are. And eventually, I promise you, all of that energy that you're putting in and the patience that you have to build relationships, and if you're in there for the right reasons, then of course the income will come, because you start standing out from all the other groups, all the other people that are doing the same thing that you are doing. So daily qualifying and follow-up strategies to bring your target market to consultation calls or connection calls, as I just said. You can just, name them whatever aligns with your thing, right? So, qualifying. The next step is after we nurture them, we need to qualify them to see if, what is their problem? Where are they struggling with? And people are not going to spill their beans when you just first send a connection call and be like, for me, it's like, are you at your target goal for your sales? I'm like, lady, who are you? you know, Sonia's laughing. Sonia, I have you right next to me, and then Rita's on the other side. So I love your reaction. But you know what I mean, right? Right? I mean, who's going to share the deepest secrets and fears? At the end of the day, we're human, and we all have, common fears and anxieties that, towards the problems we want to solve. But you're never going to achieve that right then and there in the first thing. You're just going to get a block, or you're just going to get someone ignoring you, right? Because I don't have time for this. I mean, who you think you are? You have to, again, build that. So once you do that, then you are, I say, earn your right to have a conversation. You didn't earn that right if you are not connecting with them, if you are not sending them in your world, if you're not serving them in any way you possibly can. If I did that, then I now have a right, just like with this workshop, I have a right to tell you about my program because I have come in, I have served. I promise you, the content that I've shared is probably more valuable than 3 times the investment you made somewhere else, and you actually have paid for that content, right? So I come in to serve. So when you do that, now you build reciprocity. So now you earn your right to say, you know what, I might have something that might be valuable for you. Can you have 5 minutes? I can share it with you and really hear what you have to say. I mean, now it's a different conversation. Now you just feel, a little obligation, right? As a humans, we're good. We have a good conscience. We feel obligated to people that are there for us and really have been, are serving us. And following up is where the gold is. I know you probably have heard this, but again, it's like building it up, right? The momentum. Now I feel an obligation. So when you're following up with me, it's no longer she's so annoying. It's like she cares. She's followed up with me so many times. I'll give you 5 minutes to see, what is it that we can do together? How is it that we can support each other? So it becomes that kind of conversation. And then follow up because, we're all busy. We all busy. Our scattered brain now, I think our attention span has gone to like 3 seconds. I don't know what we're going into. Maybe none at all, because you know how it is. We have 10 things. We're speaking to a lot of people. The great part about being global and building our business online and globally is that we meet a lot of people, but of course we also are junking ourselves up with lots of information. So a lot of times we don't remember the conversations, we don't remember who we're speaking to, which is why we need to go back to certain systems that are going to help us really have a lead spreadsheet that we are keeping track of all these great conversations that we're having with people. So the gold is in the follow-up. You always have to follow up after your conversations. And again, most people that I get on connection calls with, after, my system has been clarified after, some time of doing this, right? And going through the trial and error. And now I'm able to lead my team better to really get people that are really qualified that I can really help, right? Because our time is valuable as well. But again, I earned that right. I don't just do that on the first spot. So get on a call with me, I have to sell you my program. That is not how it should work. And if that's the mindset, then again, we need to reshift the way that we're doing business. Because first of all, you're not going to be successful. You're going to be very tired of it, and you're going to get discouraged because you're never going to get clients right that way again. You have to go back to human connection. So follow up with people if they're not ready, if the timing is not ready. Again, you still did a great thing. You connected, you really got interested in what's going on with them, and you keep following up with them. Maybe after, I don't know, 3 weeks, based on the conversation, when can I follow up with you, based on whatever's happening. And follow up, check in, pick up where you left off, keep it going, keep the conversation going. Again, this is not like a one spot magic thing where you get clients, right? It's systems you're building in your business so that you can be sustainable. And of course, I'll talk to you today about how you stop bringing in team members to help you, right? Because this can get, I'm looking at Rita, and Rita will share experience in the program. It's like, I need to hire someone right away because you don't have the human capacity a lot of times to keep up with all these different platforms, with all these different conversations. So, right. So you need people to really help you with that and a team to build around that. Right. But let's first understand what we need, because the biggest thing being an entrepreneur is like, I know I'm 100% in my business. I know I need, I know I need to get clients. I know my goals, but a lot of times like, okay, who do I hire? What do I do? I don't have enough sales, I don't have enough cash flow. So a lot of times it's like you have to know the bigger picture so that you know how to start plugging in the pieces, whether you need a new tool, whether you need a new team member, whether you need a new strategy. Again, a lot of times it's like you don't know what you don't know. So you're just going into things blindly. So really just having that awareness of what you need is really going to be very helpful. So start turning your people that don't know you, that just came into your ecosystem from cold in the marketing language. Sometimes I don't really agree with a lot of the marketing language, but you make it your own. You turn people from never got to know you, which is cold leads, into, or prospects, into warm them up, right? You got to warm people up, bring them in your world, serve, serve, serve. And then of course you have a higher chance for them to really see how is it that you can help them and eventually close them, bring them in your world so you could serve them. Unless you sign them into your programs or have them join you in your offers, you don't have a way to serve them, right? So that's when the magic happens. That's when you can be the artist. That's where you can be, the person, the passionate entrepreneur, and really serve on your mission. Unless you have that opportunity, you can't help them. So you're just gonna have to send them to your free stuff, right? That's still service. That's the other thing. It's like if they're not ready, keep sending them free resources because we're still creating content. But do not just give up. That's the point. Have a system to keep doing that. Eventually, you can invest in a CRM, what they call the client management system. But again, you don't need that if you're just at the beginning. Google Excel and Google Docs it works great, okay? For especially at the beginning. I still use it to track. I mean, I have all these other systems at this point as you're scaling, right? But again, just know that that's eventually what you will need, right? A client management system to keep track of your potential leads so that as they go through the funnels, here the automation language, I hate automation, but of course, you have to combine some of that with a human touch and factor in your business, right? So the little funnels, like where are they in the sequence, right? Are they, did we send them to the group? Did we follow up with them? Did we understand, what their problem is? Are we inviting them to a call? Are we following up with them? So where are they? Where are they in our ecosystem, right? We need to figure out a customer journey, right? Just like our business journey, we map out, okay, in 1 year, I want to be here, 2 years, I want to be here. That's our personal business journey. But our customers also have a journey, right? They're not going to turn into customers right away. They have a journey. First, they meet you, which is a connection maybe on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Instagram or on TikTok. Now, TikTok is another powerful platform that's popping up. But anyway, that's stuff that I teach in the program, all of this stuff. But my point is that, what does the journey look like for them? And we need to keep track of that. So thank God there is, systems that have been created to do that. So eventually, that's what you would need. Okay, so let's keep going. How has everything been so far? Sometimes because I do things from experience, I tend to talk fast, and sometimes I forget that I'm not sure, if it's too much information. So I try to simplify it. So let me see. Let me hear what you are going through right now. So Rita says, I love what you're sharing. Awesome, Rita. That is something I'm learning. That is the creating a customer experience that converts to paying clients. Yes, absolutely. We need to learn all of that stuff, and it's part of our foundation. Unless we have a system, we're not going to know. All right, let me check in our Facebook group. All right, Nika says, follow up with your clients, build a system by nurturing. This is what I'm doing now with kids and mothers of the life school. Yes, Nika is bringing in her program into our platform. So that's another thing that we do. All right, love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's go into the next part, which is what are the 3 proven marketing and sales strategies in scaling faster, right? As I said, we need to line these up. My logical brain works like that. I told you, sorry about that, but again, it helps if you are a creative entrepreneur, because now I've also developed my creative side a lot of the times. When I was a corporate executive, I thought my brain only worked in logical ways, right? But once I developed myself and I really came into the entrepreneur world, I realized, oh, I'm actually very creative. So I had to work with my right side of my brain because I was using my left a lot. Sonia's like, yeah, because it's like corporate structure, initiative, policies. Anyway, that's that world. But a lot of that is helpful in business, especially when you are a creative entrepreneur, because you need someone to bring you, the step-by-step stuff that you need to keep you focused and grounded, because it's very easy to just be on the creative side and just work on the vision and work on things that we love. But unless we bring in people maybe that we hire that work on the things we don't love, then you still are not going to be able to scale. You're going to stay small because, how many things can you give your attention to? So having a weekly system, ideally your goal should be to get 3 to 5 people on connection calls a week. Okay. So that you need to, again, based on what we talked about on day 2 with building your business model, that's kind of what you should be chasing for, right? Based on your goals. Because if you have a high end program, which you should, because you worked hard and you have a lot of expertise, and we talked about all of that. I'm not going to go into the mindset over high ticket, premium, flagship, and all of that, because we covered that. But you have that. So based on your goals, you want to get at least 3 to 5 people on connection calls weekly, so that you can continue the conversation that you started, and you can really start seeing how is it that you can meet their needs, where they are. Is it this a good match? Is this a good match made in heaven? What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? Let me see where I fit into that. And vice versa. It could be many ways. Sometimes I get on the connection call and I figure out that that's what I need exactly my business. I just didn't know, because we are connecting. I'm hearing what the other person is doing, right? That's why I think, I create my whole stuff out of that idea. Even my masterclass show, it's like, I love talking to people because I love learning. I love meeting. Sometimes maybe that's that awareness that someone gives me. It's like, I didn't know that I needed that. So for me, it's always about, how much action can I take? How many people can I meet? So that I can get that awareness. And it could turn out to be that way. Maybe you found a partner. Maybe you found someone in the business that you are looking to scale at that level, and you just find the right match right in front of you. By the way, I'm very spiritual, and I said that, and I'm also very energy aligned. So sometimes, a lot of times, I always believe that whoever's in front of me is exactly there for the right reason at that perfect time. And I know based on what I set in motion that we attract exactly what we're looking for. So if you're looking for the next team person to hire, maybe someone on the other call that you thought could be your customer could turn out to be a future employee that you can hire, right? You're always got to keep your eyes open. You always got to have the vision open. You never know. You can't just be closed off on, okay, I'm only getting on this call to turn them into a customer. That's not how it works. Okay, so you just might find magic. For me, it's like every day that I meet people, it's like magic, because it's like I'm plugging them in somewhere, and then I connect with them, and then I see what my next initiative is in my in my company, and I will plug them in somewhere. Unless I had that conversation at that time with them, I wouldn't have known how is it that they're going to fit into my bigger ecosystem of my vision and mission. So just meet people with this desire of, I love people. That's my affirmation, because it's true. Like, I just love to get to know people. I love people. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So going in with that mindset, it's like a very curious mindset. What is it that I can learn? What is it that they could show me? I could share with them. So if you go into that, I think in life in general, not just in business, you're always going to win, because you're just going to develop yourself in the next level. And nothing we do, no success we achieve, business or personal life, we could do it alone. We always need people on our side to support us and also to help us scale to those levels. So as much as the automation world is progressing, and we're making, we're robotically making systems for copywriting to replace the human touch, I would say at the end of the day, we are still human and we need other humans to connect with. So that's why even with my business, I thought into different models before of just creating passive income. But I'm like, but I'm not doing what I love. I have to talk to people. I have to, get the one-on-ones and have the conversation, the accountability, because otherwise it just becomes about, here's a system you can do on your own. Anyway, that's just never been my thing. I mean, for some people that are good at that stuff, that's what they create for the world. But again, you have to know what your thing is. So, but anyway, we're in the business of connecting and helping other humans. So, um, oh, great. Thank you, Valbona. I was worried about that. I'm going too fast. Keep me accountable. Keep me on track. Awesome. All righty. So 3 to 5 calls booked on your calendar, monthly live sales conversion events in the forms of either you come bring people on a masterclass, you do a webinar, you do a live webinar like this, just bring people on Zoom and you can teach what they need to know, right? Focusing around the topic, which ideally has to do with how you can serve them through your offer, but teach, serve. You need to schedule these events on the recurring. We can't just wait for our deal client to fall on our lap, okay? We need to do all of these things behind the scenes. That's a monthly thing you can do. Something bi-monthly, every 2 months, every 3 months, do this, do a challenge, a boot camp, a master class, 5 days, 10 days, put a series of things together, teaching people, taking them through your journey, the journey of your program, and giving them pieces of wins, information, just like this, where they can just walk away. Their time is valuable. You're serving them. They walking away with real stuff that even if they never work with you and they never see you again, you still served them. You still gave them information, and now they're able to go off. Or obviously if they have a connection with you and they align with what you have to offer, they'll become, your clients. But again, you have to have a system in place. So that's a bi-monthly thing that you can do. So we have a weekly, again, weekly, always bringing in people, weekly conversation, connection calls, at least 3 to 5. If you don't have calls on your calendar, that should be your next revenue generating activity that you should go for, because you know how easy it is to just put stuff on a calendar that is really not helping our bottom line. They always say 80% of the results we get is from 20% of the things we do. And we just don't realize it because we fill our calendar so much with our junk, things that we know that, I mean, obviously we think it's important to move our business forward, but a lot of times it's a distraction. Just like, for example, like just creating content for a program that you have no clients for yet, but how much time does that take? But again, how much time do you have as a solopreneur? You only have you, yourself, and I until you bring in teams. So you have to be very smart about where you're focusing your time. Once you bring in team, of course, you have the luxury now, you can work on things that are going to move the vision forward. But until we get there, we got to go baby step into building ourselves to get there. So that would be the next thing. But definitely have these 3 systems in place for your business constantly, like robotic, plan them out. I usually plan every 3 months. I'll go in and I'll do the yearly, just like I walked with you guys over the goals on day 1. That's exactly how I plan for my business. I plug in my goals. I plug in what am I going to do to get there, all these action steps, what are my daily systems, who I need to hire. My next thing is always who do I need to bring to help me with this. And then I go in and I just robotically execute. This is for my corporate days. At least one great habit I learned is execution, despite how I feel. I just go do it. I just take action. Just go do it, go do it, go do it. Even though, some of the times I don't know what is going to be on the other side, but we have to be able to take action, because through action is how we get clear. Then I know, oh, okay, that's how that works. So now I can go back and retest something else again, right? So we're always got to be in action mode. All right, so any takeaways so far? Any questions? Let me know. I'll take a sip of my tea. I'll go into the last session and then I'm going to talk to Rita a little bit with all of you. Valbona says, when you call people, do you mention your business on how do you do? So are we talking about like phone call or connection call? So if we're getting them on a connection call, Valbona, I would say just get to know what they do, right? You know, where are they connecting from? For me, it's like someone at the coffee shop. If I'm having tea with you, like, how are you? You know, where, you know, what is up with you? Where are you? You find something in common, you know, whatever's happening around your environment. If you're on Zoom, I would say, if you're connecting with them, I'd say, where are you connecting from? I always love to know like where people are from, you know, where are you based out of, how do we connect together, always find like a common point, right? Because I also need to start piecing in, you know, how do we connect? Did we connect through my group? Did we connect through LinkedIn? You know, that would be the next thing. How do we connect together? And then the next thing is figure out, you know, tell me more about you. Just open it up just casually. And a lot of times it's personal personal conversations that you start, right? Because we're human being. A lot of times I think we make it too much about business. I mean, we both know why we're there. We're connecting because obviously, you know, we are sharing our businesses and how we can support each other. But it doesn't have to start with that right away. It's like, you know, think about every other person you speak to. I say we overcomplicate it when we try to have like a script, you know, the way that we do it. So I hope that was valuable, Valbona. Sonia says, I like how you broke down weekly, monthly, and yearly business activities. This will be a process I will adopt. Yes, I'm so glad. Um, that is awesome. And let's check with our group here. Lisa says, yes, can't stand salesy when I first connect with someone. Oh, I pick it up right away. Don't you? I think we built a radar. So it's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we know, because we get bombarded with, you know, with social media sales things all the time. So I think it's like, you smell it, right? Intuitively, we know. So don't go in with that because it's going to be so obvious. Just go with service. I'm telling you, it is just a game changer. And then, you know, the good comes to you from every angle. You know, once you are doing the work consistently, obviously you have to have systems, like Sonia says, because you can't just like, oh, okay, maybe today I'll just connect with someone. We have to be intentional. We have to get them on our calendars. I mean, just like everyday life. I mean, I keep wanting to meet with my friends, right? My childhood friends, and it's like, I tell them now, it's like, we have to get this on calendar. Otherwise, you know, I just don't know when the next thing will be, because you have your personal life, you have your kids going on, you know, my kids are in a different phase. So it's like, if we don't plug it in the calendar, which is why another big habit that I've learned from corporate is to make my calendar my boss. My calendar is my CEO. And I go in, and we speak about this in the program too, how to build your CEO schedule. But I go in and plug in my days first, my quality time, my friend, my time with my friends, time in with my husband, time even with a husband. I know, time with the kids, family days, activities, you know, travel plans, all of that first, because I know that once I go into action and I go into do my day to day, I'm going to just keep getting stuff that is being piled on. So, you know, it's really abide by your calendar no matter what. Even if I don't feel like it, I have to do what I do. And then it becomes easy once you build a habit, right? Just like anything, success is all the series of habits. It's all about plugging it in, showing up no matter what. You know, I will show up no matter what. And that is my commitment, because if I lose respect for myself and I start procrastinating one thing, two things, you know what happens? You keep going. You just procrastinate on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it just becomes a new habit. And I don't want that habit, because obviously it's not going to serve me. So I will push myself a lot of times to abide by my calendar, because I have the peace of mind that I know I took care of my personal life as well. I took care of my self-care days. I took care of that side too. So obviously when I'm in work mode, I'm in work mode. When I am into other things, then God, please focus your attention on that, because another challenge we have is being present for a lot of things, because our mind is constantly just creating, going, new ideas and all of that. So, and that is non-negotiable for sure. All right. Team, building your mission aligned team. So how do we start getting some people to help us right away when we don't have the consistent cash flow, right? That's always a challenge. Again, You can't solopreneur your way to 6 and 7 figures in your business by yourself. You need to hire right away and not wait when you have the money, when you have the consistent sales to do that. You can look in if you're creative, and that's why I talked about the power of connection, because a lot of times there'll be new entrepreneurs that are coming into the scenes that need the experience, and they are more than willing to help you out with certain tasks for the maybe trade-off of a couple of hours, because they need to be around you and they need to have that experience, and maybe you can become a client testimonial for them down the line. That could be one way. Another way is involve your family, your family members, people around you that maybe you can't pay that much money. I started my 15-year-old daughter. She does my email list and all of that, because they're good, these teenagers. You guys know how it is. They're just like right there on the technology. So all you have to do, it's like, mom, please, I got it. That was the beginning. That's how I started. I looked into that, and then people that are just coming into the scene. But I would say the first hire should be your VA, should be your someone that could take off all the administrative tasks that your creativity is not needed to do that for you. Routine work. Eventually start working with this client system that I talked about, putting together a spreadsheet for you, plugging things in. But again, the more awareness you have, the more you're going to know who to hire. And also, I'm a big believer, you have to do it first, because unless you know what needs to be done, how are you going to guide someone through that? And a lot of times those systems at the beginning are not clear. I would say, you're always shaking in building when you scale. So, but start getting into some first couple of people, administrative, a bookkeeper, you need one. Once you start getting the volume, obviously you need to understand, where your money is going, what are you bringing in, what are you spending out, and all of that. Part-time employees, interns, internships, go to local colleges. On LinkedIn, I'm sure you'll find lots of people that are trying to get in the industry. Good people for, I would say, global businesses, maybe marketing interns, IT interns, people in those fields. But again, when I used to hire for my corporate job, I always hired for personality, because, you always could teach all these things and you are also learning yourself, but hire someone that already has that hunger to learn. The hunger to learn and the energy that they need to be enthusiastic, and then eventually mold them into it, and then they can turn into full-time hires. There's so many people that I brought in just like that, and now they stayed with me because obviously I invested the time to train them, I invested the time for them to help me out, and they really understand what I'm about, what the business is, and all of that. So it just becomes like a no-brainer once they've proven themselves that they will continue to stay with you for longer term. And some people stay with you just for a business phase. It's okay. We got to keep moving forward, right? Because people have different priorities. But again, you just need to know where you are and not to be afraid to bring in that first person that can help you with those first couple of tasks right away. And then the next position I would say to invest in is a salesperson, like in traditional role, someone that can do this process for you of the nurturing, do the process of the sequences of touch-ups, and then get on a sales call or connection call with your ideal clients eventually, right? So that could be the next position, because again, you have to have your sales department and marketing department in your business always on. All these corporations, obviously they've been through those stages, but unless you have a sales and marketing, position, you have your clients, you're going to serve them. That's the front end, but who is bringing in new people? If you lose your track and you're focused on your program and you just like have those 10 clients you've been helping, but you haven't been doing all these other things, then obviously you're going to run dry again. And you need to start over and looking for clients. And that's why most people are doing that, because they don't have these things in place. So those are my suggestion into your first couple of hires. In my program, I give in so much detail: who to hire, how to interview, where to go, job descriptions as well. Start fitting in job descriptions based on the activities that you need in the business. But again, the more awareness you get about what the big picture is, the more you know how to make the right decision on who fits in with your phase of business and who is it that you need to start hiring right away. hire below your pay grade. As I said, administrative tasks, anything someone can do faster, more efficiently, cheaper. Another thing is that when we first start is hire vendors, right? You have someone for social media, you have someone that is helping you with bookkeeping. That is okay for the beginning as well. But again, I found that's the other secret, that to have my own people in-house, because obviously I'm planning to build my business, I'm not going anywhere. It is cheaper down the line to put in the time and the investment at the beginning to bring in people this way because they're with you. When you have a vendor, they have other customers, they're not loyal to you, right? They have a lot of other customers, they can come and go. I mean, that serves a need of the moment. I always hire someone to help me with this or that. It's okay. But what I'm saying is that start thinking a little bit further down of bringing in people in your team eventually. And if it makes sense that you're putting in the time now to train, you're always going to get back that return on investment because now there are people that are completely dedicated to you and they are on your team and they align with your vision and mission. So I would say, two perspectives on that. Set up a performance-based culture right away. The reason why I was successful at corporate is because I was entrepreneurial there. I didn't even realize that I didn't know I was a good entrepreneur until I came out to do my own business. But my point to that is that I was paid to get results. Yes, I did have a base salary, but I was I was paid to get results, the goals that the company wanted me to meet. So also when you bring in your team, you have to be clear about the expectations of what is it that you, in other words, unless it's an administrative VA, the rest of your team members should give you a return on the investment of their salary or however you're going to pay them, just in a nutshell. They need to be able to pay for themselves because they need to generate income for you. They can't just be people on salary, right? Because one, it's very motivating that someone can create their own economy within your company, right? That based on their actions and what they do, they are getting a specific result, right? So they don't become just, people that are not performing, because another pain point of leaders and people that have companies is like, how do you get more performance out of your team, right? That's always the case. But bringing in people with that mindset right away, it's like you're training everyone. You train your customers. I say you're training everyone how to be around you. And eventually that's going to be the culture of your company. Once you get into the different levels, if you want to go to 7, 8, 9, 10 figures, build that empire, right? But step by step. But you're building that the way that you are bringing in people right from the beginning. So if you already put them in that mindset that, this is some of your goals, or even better, I would say, what are the things that you can do, right? Or have an open conversation. My point is that bringing people that are always going to give you a return on your investment, because at the end of the day, you have to scale your business and you have to use those funds in other ways as well, right? So that's another thing, to always hire a culture that's based on performance, and you can set that stage right away. You don't have to wait when your company is big. So, all right, awesome. So for homework, the question is, who is your next hire based on the phase of business in the next 30 days? So this will be the homework for next session tomorrow. I'll post a thread in the Facebook group. So definitely think back, go replay this workshop, because I'm sure I threw a lot of information without even knowing it, so that you could start piecing together, okay, what is the next person that I need to hire right away? And now I will invite Rita. Rita, let's have a conversation. Rita, you've been through the program. So just let's start with an introduction of yourself, and let's have a natural chat, just like how I like our chats. Welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Ilona. I'm Rita, and I am a certified aroma freedom and essential oil practitioner. I help ambitious entrepreneurs that are overwhelmed and burnt out, and they're ready to reduce the stress and anxiety in their life. And I just love working with them. I have a lot of different tools and techniques that have worked for me over the years, and I share them with my clients. So yeah, if anyone's interested to learn more, I'd love for them to just have a conversation with me. And yeah, I live in Frisco, Texas. Been here 3.5 years. Moved here to be closer to our grandkids.
Awesome. So
And
definitely connect, just like we said today. But Rita, tell me a little bit more about when we first crossed paths and,
oh
we
my gosh, yeah.
what
Well,
was the problem?
I was at a point that I had been looking for a coach for quite a while. I was confused on how to promote myself. Since COVID, I had to shift my whole way of doing business. And I was also shifting my business from different aspects of it. So I was just confused. I'm not a social media person. I'm still working on that uh, because it just was very, very hard for me to be clear and to know who I wanted to help. I wanted to help everyone. So Ilona really, really helped me to just pinpoint those situations. So I can talk more about that if you want. What
Yeah.
exactly it was. Yeah. So working with Ilona just gave me more clarity on who my client was, gave me more confidence um, of all the education because I've been into health and wellness since the 70s. And so I have a lot of value to give to people. And so Ilona really helped me with my confidence that, I am what I have to share is important. And also, um, I learned how to um, I put together a 12-week program, and there's so much work, so much more that uh, she helped me with. But also, what you talked about earlier is keeping track of who I'm connecting with. So it's a slow process for me, but I keep track of everyone. I go back and I keep having conversations, um, and so after today, I even have more clarity on some other things I need to do with connecting with those people. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much, Rita, for sharing your experience. And I know the beginning of the journey where, helping with the clarity and the messaging and really giving you the confidence that you have a lot to offer based on your experience. But most importantly, how to package all that, how to turn all that expertise into a flagship offer, a program where you are really passionate about teaching the topics, but also really adapting that to the marketplace and really figuring out what the pain points were, what is the results that you are providing. And I know now you are on your way to really working on those systems we talked about today. How is it that you can connect with your ideal client, nurture them, bring them into your ecosystem, and eventually get them on connection calls so that you are continuously serving them through your program. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And the last thing I would like to say is if someone is in your journey in the beginning of their business and is really looking for someone to really help them with all these different components and all the things that sometimes we don't know we need, what would you say to them?
I would say that the most important thing is showing up, working with a coach. Ilona is so great. I know she can help scale your business. And it takes commitment. And, if you've also helped me reposition my Facebook group, and I've watched it grow. It's not where I want it to be, but I'm continuing to connect with other people. And I keep reevaluating who I am, what my purpose in life is, and what I want to attract into my life. So it's wonderful to do these boot camps that you do because it really gets me pumped up again. But there's nothing like working with a coach because our business isn't our commitment to our business isn't a destination. We're not trying to get somewhere. It's a journey.
I love that.
And we just have to show up. We have to keep learning. We have to keep trying new things. And I appreciate all your wisdom and help.
Well, I was very blessed that our paths crossed and I was able to serve you. So thank you so much for coming by and sharing that today. And I know you're also about to set up your own challenge coming up soon. So you'll definitely let us know about that in the Facebook group. so that we can come there and really, immerse ourselves in the value that you will have to provide with your program and what you do. So thanks again for sharing everything that you did today, Rita.
Thank you, Ilona.
Awesome. So, guys, if you have any questions for Rita, let us know. But just pop in your question in the Zoom chat and also the comment box here on. I see it as a box on my phone, so I'm like comment box inside the live. So if you have any questions, um, all right. So I don't see any immediate questions, but Amira says, very helpful, Alona. There is clarity and substance in your presentation. I love the idea of spreadsheets to keep track of the ideal clients and the connection calls. All right, awesome, Amira. I'm so glad that really helped with you and resonated with you. I feel like a lot of times when I was trying to set my systems in place, I'm like, oh my God, I hated math. It feels like I'm going back to being an accountant and like tracking a spreadsheet. But again, you need to do what you don't want to do sometimes until you get the right people to help you. So now obviously the geniuses that can do that are doing that, right? My team is amazing, and there's people that are really passionate about putting together spreadsheets and keeping track. That is not my area of genius, but again, you need to do what you need to do so that you can bring in those systems in place. So yeah, that's just what it reminded me of my early experience there with deja vu with, tracking. But we need to do that for our sake. Um, all right. I really hope again this has been jam packed with value. Again, I tend to over deliver. I tend to not realize that sometimes I'll give a lot of information, but again, it's listen to this again. I'm a big proponent of clarity, and within quietness and meditation, you listen to something and you'll completely get a new aha just because you over listen to that in a different level, or you might be in a different thought space. But I definitely thank you all for your time again, for coming back and holding the space, which I know is so, so important, and not really being distracted by anything else that you are doing. At least the ones that have the camera on, I know are here, but I'm sure those of you that don't are also focusing their energy here and, making sure that this is worthwhile your time and you're walking away with some applicable, action in your business. Before I leave you today, and I will let you know about tomorrow's topic and what we're coming back to learn here tomorrow, is I want to give you more details about my program. Again, I introduced it a little bit yesterday, about my mission-driven yearly program. And I will walk you through, like I said, step by step, very customized strategy towards your business goals, exactly where you are. A lot of the framework that I have introduced in these days of learning and teaching that I will continue to do tomorrow as well. We going into deeper, right? We need to go into deeper. Like, what does that system look like? What does your offer look like? What does your messaging look like? How is it that you can have set these systems in place, right? Because again, it's one thing to now know the information, and then it's another thing to start applying that, because you need to, once you take action, you will have questions, right? You will have things that come along your way, and you're not going to obviously know how to move forward. So if you're looking for the support, the accountability, the customized approach step by step, that's why I designed, I would say, the Harvard University of Business School Online, which is my platform, the Life School. And my yearly program is one of the programs there, and it will walk you through everything: positioning, messaging, how to create the system, content strategy, how to start hiring the team. What does that look like? The details with that, job descriptions, all of that good stuff. And also, implement all these strategies that you will be learning here. So it's pretty much hiring, one person to really help you scale to those levels, within one program. You don't need to hire a mindset coach. You don't need to hire a marketing coach. You don't need to hire a sales coach. Throughout my years of experience and building my business, I have been able to also refine all the information, because that's another problem, right? We don't want a lot of information. We just want everything simplified. Like, these strategies took me a long time to learn them, obviously, and I went through the trial and error in doing that. But now I'm able to just clearly put it together in a 1 hour training, let's say, right? So a lot of that is very valuable, because you have the answers. You don't have to think anymore. You don't have to think, okay, what is the next right step? You have a proven framework, so that you're leading yourself through these things, and you have the support and accountability of other people there and also myself to answer your questions. So besides the weekly meetings that we have on Zoom, you can always reach out on the messenger. We have a group on messenger for the community where you can just answer any questions. You get more resources based on where you are and your experience with your business, completely customized. So to keep you in action, to keep you moving forward. Obviously, my big always brand word, or also the way that I do things, is to bring you a return on investment, right? So the monthly investment is 1,300, the yearly is 14,000, and again, you will make back that investment definitely by all the things that you will be implementing into your business. So it's really like, you know how you go to school, you get a bachelor degree and you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you are not even guaranteed a job, right? um, in this program, you'll have the foundation, everything in your business, so that you will definitely make back that investment that you have put in. Because I'm a big return on investment, I'm very business minded. That is how I think, which is why I also refer to your team should be, should give you a return on investment. So really setting the stage for everything to be in that way is how I also created the program. There will be open cart. The This price, by the way, will go up after Tuesday. So Tuesday at midnight is open cart. So after that, it goes up to 1,500 a month and 15,000 a year. But of course, for this challenge and boot camp that I put together, I wanted to serve you with a lower price on that. And I also, for the 10 people that are going to sign up within the next 24 hours, I also will include a completely customized, mapped out yearly plan for you and your business, so that you have that. And once you join the program, you will have a bigger picture. You will have the bigger picture that you need, but you also will take, the learnings that we do there week by week. So for the first 10 people that are going to sign up right away, like I said, in the next 24 hours, I also will include that 1 hour session where we plug all of that. So I would love to have you part of my family. I'm a Cancer by horoscope sign. I know in here we also have a lot of beautiful people. I feel like people are gifted, people that can really, put their gifts into use. But again, for me, it's all about family. The people that come in my world are, people that have trusted me. So I go above and beyond to definitely deliver and add as much value as I always can. It's always my purpose. Everywhere I show up, it's like what is it that I can do here to serve? So I definitely would love you have to be part of our family at the Mission Driven Entrepreneur Program, and really, help me guide you through your business strategies and step-by-step processes that you will need in order to succeed and get to those levels. So I will definitely reach my hand over to you. And if you have any questions or anything regarding the program that maybe I haven't covered here, I'm just a message away. Let me know, and I'll be able to answer any of those questions as well. So I would love to have you on board for sure, and it'll be a great pleasure to really help you with your business. Okay, so tomorrow, day 5, come back, same time, same place. And tomorrow I will speak about how to get your clients to fill your calendar with referrals. We're going to use the power of the people you already have helped and served, right? To really help you with spreading the words, because we know that the best type of business, which is why I work so hard on the values of the brand, is word of mouth. And people that have already been through your program, it's powerful to really understand how to have a system in place to really leverage those loyal fans, I call them, because I tend to have people for life. So once you cross my path, it's like you're going to be with me for a long time, because again, I have an emotional connection with what I do. So, but anyway, how to really leverage your people that you have helped to really help you with the referral process. And not, again, there is a system that we can implement for that, so that we make sure that that is consistent. So come back for tomorrow, do your homework, and the thread for the homework will be posted inside the Facebook group. And I'll see you here tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much to those of you, much love to you that have showed up and really dedicated this time to the workshop. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.